Bitcoin still looking to lock people out, isn't it? Look, still grinding up, still grinding up. Now, I remember this exact setup in gold right back here. When we first broke out, right, let me zoom in so we can see what's going on. We got long publicly here. And then what happened was we set this, right? We set this wedge right here. And everyone was saying, rising wedge, that is bearish, gold is going to break down. And I said, no, this is a lockout move. This is a lockout move. We're going to break to the upside. And sure enough, we did, right? But this rising wedge thing from gold, I believe is exactly what Bitcoin is doing. I believe this is a lockout move in progress. I believe that we're going to continue to see this thing put in what looks to be a bearish rising wedge, only for Bitcoin to then break out at the top and rocket up towards 40 or 42K. All right, hello and welcome to Camel Finance. I'm your boy Camel, and Bitcoin is doing Bitcoin things, isn't it? Let's zoom in, let's take a good look. And as I was saying yesterday, this is indeed the hallmark of a lockout move. Bulls are in control, firmly in control, and the sidelined, the bearish, the short are currently getting squeezed, destroyed, wrecked, and of course the pain trade remains higher. So higher for longer in terms of Bitcoin price, yes, absolutely. And I think we're going to make it all the way to 40 or 42K before we even begin to entertain a correction. Now, I also want to point out from a cycle perspective that we're only on day 24, okay? So the next 60-day cycle low is not due until around the 15th of December. And that's, of course, plus or minus 6 days. That's also going to be the weekly cycle low. Typically, you'd expect to see in a heavily bullish market and a heavily bullish environment like we're in right now for Bitcoin, you'd expect to see this thing not top until somewhere between, say, day 45 and day 50. So does that tell us to be open to seeing something all the way into, I don't know, 40, 46, 48K? If this continues, we're going to be up here before we start the decline into the daily and weekly cycle low. So I don't know. Thing is as bullish gets. This is as bullish as a son of a gun, and we love to see it, right? If you've been on this channel before, then you know I've been super bullish, and we love to see this. We love to see this on this channel. I'm always very cautious about saying things like this time is different, but objectively speaking, this time really is different for Bitcoin, okay? And this is one of the biggest differences that I am aware of. This is the first cycle for Bitcoin where the supply is being ripped off of exchanges at a frantic pace. So in all previous cycles, right, for Bitcoin, what we saw is the exchange balance continue to climb the entire way through. But this is, like I said, completely different this time. This is for the first time, this cycle, we've had nothing but downtrend, okay, in the supply on exchanges. Meaning, instead of $1 having to come into the Bitcoin market to increase the market cap by $1, we've now got this scenario where $1 increases it by significantly more than $1 in market cap. So this time really is different. And although normally whenever I hear someone say this time is different, I normally laugh and immediately tar them with the rookie brush. But again, like I said, objectively speaking, this time really is different. And it's not just this, because we've got record amount of open interest. We just surpassed 100,000 Bitcoin for the first time ever. So again, this is something that we have never seen before. We've never seen this level of open interest. Not to mention, we've also never seen the type of institutional bull run that we could be looking down the pipe at, okay? We could well be seeing a bunch of spot ETFs be launched any day now. As I showed in yesterday's video, we've also got Bitcoin banks, real Bitcoin banks that are here for the first time. Again, this is very, very different to any other cycle. And fitting in with this theme, we've even got the former executives of Cantor Fitzgerald announcing they're going to start a crypto lending platform when the spot Bitcoin ETFs are approved. So I'm always very cautious about using the phrase this time will be different. It's almost never different. Things are almost never different, but under the hood, undeniably, like I keep saying, things are different this time around for Bitcoin. Over in the stock market, similarly to Bitcoin, the pain trade, I believe, is higher. The S&P has been up 7 days in a row for the first time since November of 2021. Overall, up 7 days in a row appears to see above average future returns. So the past 3 signals, all in the year 2021, saw negative returns a year later because, of course, we entered a bear market in 2022. But the 25 out of the prior 27, going back all the way to 1990, saw higher prices a year later. So have a good look at this box right here. Understand what you're looking at. Again, tells us to be open about seeing better than expected outcomes, and the pain trade continues to be higher. I pointed at this several times, CTA positioning, i.e. the wealth managers, the institutions, the hedge funds being massively short, okay, puking their positions at the bottom. And as this was happening, I was saying, look, this is synonymous with bottoms. As you can see, all of these little red marks line up quite nicely with local lows, local bottoms, and opportune moments to enter long positions in the market. As I say over and over again, it's not because they're incompetent, although maybe it is for some cases, but mostly it's because they are not bottom pickers, they're not traders, they are trend followers, and you can see that here, okay? CTAs en masse tend to be trend followers, so it makes sense that they would be bearish at the bottom because they've been following the trend on the way down. Now the trend is starting to reverse and establish to the upside, of course, they will start to position back long following the trend to new highs. But of course, in the short term, the pain trade for all of these CTAs that have puked out of their positions remains higher. Also, regardless of what the macro story is, regardless of what it says on the news, regardless of the LARPs that you see telling you that World War III is about to break out and there's a big recession and all of this, blah, 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 blah. Look at the charts, okay? Because the charts are the truth. Here's the triple Qs. What do you see? Cup with handle broken out. What about the SPY? Same exact thing. And we're seeing Microsoft at new all-time highs. Apple, same thing, right? Cup, handle, breakout. So is this a market you want to bet against? Is it now the time to be short? I personally do not think so. I think, as I keep saying, the pain trade is higher across the board. I want to kick things off with TLT today. And the main reason for this is I've been saying for a long time, a bunch of people have been asking me all in this neighborhood, is it time to get long TLT? Camel, what do you think about TLT? Can you add TLT into your analysis? And I kept saying, no. Now is not the time. I don't care. But I did also say, and I'm a man of my word, I will come back when I think it's time. Well, my arbitrary squiggle seems to have played out. And if I get rid of this and zoom in a bit so we can see what's going on, something that has caught my eye is this, okay? We have, or have we not, broken out retest looking for that resumption higher of this first repair. Now, I said a long time ago, it's the blue one that I would need to see break out for me to start to entertain getting long. As it stands, I have no real interest in taking this TLT trade at the moment, but like I said, a bunch of people asked me to cover it. If I was to be taking this long on either this repair right here or this blue one, I would be keeping a keen eye on this yellow horizontal resistance. So for those of you that love TLT, like I said, I promised you I'd come back and I would point this out. We've made the first repair, okay? So there's a thesis for a trade here. Again, get above the blue, there's another thesis there, and back into this range, and we can likely say that this for sure was the bottom. I will throw a caveat in here and ask, why TLT now? Okay, why TLT now? If we're gonna have this big risk on moment, do we need for TLT to do this just yet? I don't think so. I think the recession trade probably looks a bit more like this, and then TLT goes much later, say around Q2 of next year. But undeniably for now, this is breakout retest resumption. And if we can do the same on the blue line, again, it opens up getting back into this range, and we can certainly call that the bottom at that point. So we kind of already covered Bitcoin, haven't we? Bitcoin, doing Bitcoin things. All you can really do at this point is sit back and long and strong continue to push. I expect these crypto related equities to start to do very, very well. And you can see that Coinbase gapping up here. Okay, so this only makes sense, doesn't it? If Bitcoin's going to keep doing Bitcoin things, these are going to start to overperform. I bet MicroStrategy is gapping up. Yep. So I said in yesterday's episode, about to clear this high cluster, and then I think 500, 600, 700 come quickly thereafter. Certainly seems like that's the case. And for Marathon, we had the earnings. You know me, if you've been here before, I don't read the earnings, I don't waste my time because the chart is the truth and the chart is the only thing I care about. But we got one green and one red, so that number in green is bigger than that number in red. The market seems to like it, it's gapping up for now. Like I was saying yesterday, I suspect we either get stopped out or it moves swiftly to the upside. So judging by this gap and the price of Bitcoin, I would expect to see this thing start to resolve to the upside. So those of you that were over leveraged and panicking yesterday, don't do that again. And you got away with it this time, I guess. Riot as well, look, hard retest to this horizontal range in blue and now gapping up and looking to move forward. So again, we're almost there for Riot, aren't we? Get out of this downward sloping red resistance line and it's party time. So overall, everything looks fantastic. Oil starting to accelerate to the downside, so we'll keep pushing that short. Remember, break above this downward sloping red resistance line is the cover for the short. Gold, possible candidate for a swing, so can it reverse? It's right in that timing window. As of now, though, always wait for confirmation. Silver as well, we could think about potentially entertaining some silver longs if gold can find a swing, but this thing looks heavy to me. That's just my read. Could well be wrong, but that's how I see it at the moment. Miners, again, rolling over, aren't they? So, I don't know. Something is wrong with this. I've been saying this the whole time. Something is suspect about this whole gold situation, but we'll solve this pretty soon, I'm sure of that. And of course, the stock market. S&P right into resistance, happy days. Nasdaq trade, long and strong, continue to push, and we'll see what happens. Like I said before, if we have to roll over and take 2 stabs at it, then that's what we'll do. But overall, I think this is indeed the low. I think we are going to target all-time highs, and I think the pain trade remains up. And here's a Dow Jones sitting right around break even. So again, same deal as the Nasdaq. We'll keep pushing this. If we get stopped out, maybe it takes 2 attempts. It is what it is. That's why we size our trades appropriately. And the VIX you know, sub 14.5 at the moment. So happy days, happy days, happy days across the board. Hope you're doing well in life. I hope you're enjoying the content. Member stocks, they all look great, don't they? So happy days. Got the hot hand at the moment. We'll keep pushing those. And what else is there to say, right? What else is there to say? Long and strong, continue to push. Don't be a bear. Don't over leverage. Don't be a doorknob. And everything's going to be all right. I'm your boy Camel. Until next time, take care. All the best. Cheers. Bye.